What up, guys? It's Chris. Today we're going to be talking about my NDI setup, the devices that I'm using, the tools that I'm using, how I get to everything, how I configure everything, and kind of what I'm going to be using this for in the future. So just a quick gear list. I'm using 2 laptops. I'm one running Resolume Arena, the other one that's kind of running OBS to help me record this video and all of the NDI toolkit. I have a Blackmagic ATEM Studio HD, I think the model is called. So you'll see that multi-view in a little bit. And I have 2 of the BirdDog P200 PTZ cameras and one of their controllers. So yeah. So let's take a look at the wide view. You can see right over here I have the Cisco network switch. I'm not too familiar with this switch. I can put a link in the description. And on top of that we have the router that gives us access to the internet, interwebs. Up in the corner here, this is our ATEM rack. You might have seen this in another video before. Right in front of me is one of the PTZs, and up here is the ATEM multi-view. So yeah, let's just kind of get into some things. So let's go ahead and take a look at the desktop. I'll show you how I grab my cameras. So I use a program. I use a little app called Bonjour Browser. And if we just do the quick refresh here, we can see all our devices on the network. We've named these as such. These RXs are the flex outs. We just call them, receivers. This is number 1 and 4. We have the 2 cameras. We have the 1 BirdDog PTZ controller, and we have the laptop running Resolume Arena. So for example, the first thing I'm going to show you guys is how to change what the flex outs, the flex 4K outs, or what we're calling the RXs, how to change what NDI signal they're catching. So let's go ahead and grab RX01. The cool thing about this is you can grab the names or the IP addresses. So I'll show you guys how to do both. So right now we'll grab the names. We're just going to copy. We'll jump into a browser here. Control V. I'm going to delete everything but the name. And there we go. You can see at the top of the screen here that we're talking to the flex out. Type in the password. If you know, you know. And there we go. We are now in our BirdDog flex out. So I'm going to scroll over to the AV tab here. I'm going to hit refresh just to make sure everything that is on the network will be available here. And yeah, we can grab either of our 2 PTZ cameras or our Arena screen. So I'm going to get the Arena screen. I'm going to hit apply. And if we go back to our wide shot, we can see on the multi-view that my test pattern is up on from Arena. And the camera is still in the other position. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You can kind of catch NDI signals from anywhere, and throw them up. Let's see. We can do the same things with the BirdDog cameras themselves. So again, if I go back into, let's go back to the desktop, and we can take a look at Bonjour again. I'm going to go ahead and grab my camera, but this time I'll go ahead and right-click the IP address. Go into the same browser, Control V. I'll delete just the port number. And again, brings us to the login screen. Type in your password. And this brings us to the dashboard. We can change any settings that we would like to, from this from this browser here. So that's pretty cool. And you can access this anywhere on the NDI network from any laptop or anything like that. All right. So this next part that I want to show you guys is probably the easiest thing to do and the most useful thing to do in terms of NDI. However, it was the hardest for me to record with OBS. And I think that is a frame rate issue and me kind of being an idiot issue, but I think I kind of got it. So we're going to go back. We're going to take a look at my other laptop that was running Resolume. And we're just going to do an NDI screen capture of that into OBS. And then I can show you Studio Monitor. Every other time I had recorded it all on the same laptop, it was choppy, to say the least. So yeah, so let's just take a quick look at how to interact with Studio Monitor on the computer. So I'm just going to go to Start menu, type in Studio Monitor. And it should come up as one of the sources already. All right, great. So this is coming up as my PTZ camera 1 source. And if I right click, I should have the laptop that I'm screen recording as a source and the other camera as a source. Let's just take a quick look. All right, great. So I believe this tally mark is because I'm using it in OBS. I believe, but I don't really know yet. So one of the cool things about this particular application is not only can you see your NDI source, but you can also focus your camera and stuff. So let's see. I'm just going to move this. See if I can be very gingerly about these movements here. Okay, that's not very ginger. But you guys get the idea. You can do anything. You can move it around. You can zoom in and out. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's jump back to the other source here. And this is the wide view. Again, because all of our cameras are set to 59.9.4, I think that it was originally a frame rate issue between the cameras and OBS on one of the laptops, but I'm not 100% sure. This just seemed like kind of the best way to do it. The other cool thing about Studio Monitor is you can kind of, right click up here, settings, application, new monitor. Great, so you could actually kind of look at 2 NDI sources, make your own little multi-view if you wanted to, if that was desirable. So you just right click this. Let's look at camera 2, and there we go. So those are just 2, or I guess 1 application, 2 tools from the NDI toolkit that we're using here. We're using NDI Studio Monitor and the screen capture software so that I can record this for you guys. But yeah, this is just kind of so far how I've gotten to look around at these cameras and grab the information. And you know, I have no idea how to store presets yet. I have no idea how to use the controller. So hopefully that's going to be coming at another video. All right, so here we are on the Resolume side of things, and it's pretty simple. I just have the test pattern on layer 1. I have a couple of ND. I have the 2 PTZ cameras on layer 2 here. I can grab each of them respectively. And if we just take a quick look in output, again, it's very straightforward. I just have one output that's going to the NDI. Slice 1 is referencing layer 2. Slice 2 is referencing layer 1. I know that's a little bass-ackwards, but that's just the way I had set it up. You can see slice 1 is a little bit smaller just to give the visual representation that we are running 2 layers at the same time. I know that's not the most creative thing in the world, in the slightest, but yeah. So to grab the NDI sources, from the network, we can go to our sources tab, and there are all of the NDI servers. So right now we have a screen, I have the Resolume output as an NDI server. I have my laptop that's being recorded with screen capture, so that is an NDI source. And again, I have the 2 PTZ cameras here. So if we were to just clear everything out, you can see that at the bottom, I just have my test pattern. We'll clear this out. There is, back to reset, still don't understand that. There is PTZ camera 1, and there is PTZ camera 2. So yeah, so that should be it. Let's zoom into our multi-view here. Again, we can do a little crisception, and you can see that our output is verkackt, just like we left it. So we know that works. Probably a little silly in this particular instance, but cool nonetheless. And I have not paid for this program yet. LOL. All right, so that's it for my kind of NDI setup at the moment. What I'd really love to do is get Unreal Engine in here and see how, I can NDI to and from Unreal Engine. If I could take some viewports from Unreal Engine and NDI them out, maybe into the ATEM or some virtual backgrounds, or, have something in my, maybe Resolume or something be an input to Unreal Engine. I definitely, that'll be probably in the next video or so. I know there's been a couple updates. I haven't personally gotten NDI working on Unreal Engine since, I think, 4.24. So yeah, some updates are coming on that, and we're going to see if we can do some cool shit with some cool shit.